everybody, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it Friday, September the 9th, 2022. Baby boys, baby girls, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. We're getting ready to head into the weekend. A lot of exciting things are happening. And for those of you who've been with me from the get-go, thank you very much. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube so you get the full-length videos. You can do that by searching Rob Sadri or gladyamadeit. And if you'd like to check out Patreon to support the show in any other shape or form, it's up there for you. And let's get right into it. It's Friday, let's hang loose. Let's have some fun. And because the world needs more fun. The world needs more love. Especially on a day like this. Especially at a time like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know we have fun in here, and I know there are most of the days that are spent together they're just silly fun and oozing of excitement, laughter, haha, jokes, the funnies, and everything else in between. But sometimes the world that we share is impacted by events that are impacting all of us, more or less at the same level, to say the least. And I sit here before you today with a heavy heart. I know you guys and gals must have heard the news as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm gonna stay strong for this. And we'll get through it together. Hold on. We've lost Queen Elizabeth II's doppelganger. Yeah, we lost the doppelganger too. I know. Now it's over. It's officially over. We tried the hologram. We really tried. God, and I said, what do we do to? First of all, I just want to say, I've been saying let's freeze her for like a good decade. Let's freeze her is what I said. Let's freeze her. God, no, 96,000 years old. So young. Why must you take the good so early? Lord, why? God. 96,000 years old. 196,000 years old. She has so much to live for. Oh, God. It's okay, gang. Hang in there. We'll get through this together. Good God. I'm shook up. I'm at a loss for words. But that's what we do. We find words. She would have wanted us to find words to get through these times. God, I said freezer, put it in the freezer. Refrigerator brain or something. I said it. I don't know if it's been done or not, but that's the thing. You get a doppelganger. There's so many. Oh man, I said get a younger doppelganger, but they're like, no, it must look realistic. This is what happens. We were supposed to push it to 100, but man, we tried. 96 is a good number though. You flip it upside down, that's a 69, baby. Yeah. But she's too young. Had her whole life ahead of her. So much more to do. Sometimes there's just no rhyme or reason to it all, is there? I know. Oh. But it's so difficult to talk about it. Now, we'll get into it. I'd like to, if I may, share a story, a personal story, between myself and the Queen. Oh, Liz. Oh, God, Liz, this is so hard. Lizzie. Lizard. My lizard. Queen Lizard. Liz. Oh, it's here. We'll get through it. We'll go. I'll be strong. You be strong with me. You be strong with me out there. Okay. I want to share this personal story. Man, she would have loved for me to share this. As a matter of fact, she asked me to share this story. That's right. The Queen and I, we go way back. That's right. We go way back. I remember the first time meeting the Queen. Liz, young Liz, I was a young man myself. Summer of 44, 45, end of the war. War was finishing off. It was towards the tail end of the war. The amazing war, as we called it back in the day. The best war. One of the top 5 wars. I was a young man. I was recruited to go on the field and do work. Oh God. What kind of work, you ask? Well, there was no title for it at the time, but I was assigned to be the first ever journalist detective, detective, that's right. And I was supposed to go travel the world and report on whatever I saw, and at the time it was war. I was stationed in Paris, France. That's Paris, France. Again, midsummer 44, 45, can't really, I can't give you exact dates and times. I did journal about it, but that's, war is, when you're in the middle of it, all days are really similar. What day is today? You'll lose count of days. Monday or Sunday, who knows? But we're not going to talk too much about war, but I'll just go into my story, my little run-in with Liz. Yeah, I was stationed in Paris, France, staying at a local hostel on the 2nd floor of a hostel. 2nd floor was my lodging, bottom floor was a local Parisian cafe, outward Parisian cafe as they normally do in Paris. You sit outside and you look at folks. And it suited me well because that's what I did. I'd observe people during the day and I'd come back in the evenings and sit on the ground level at the coffee shop, at the cafe, at the outward facing cafe where I used to lodge on the 2nd floor. Man, I could just recollect it like it was yesterday or the day before. One of the days, it was, I can recollect it clear as daylight in my memory. So I was staying at this beautiful place and I'd go travel during the morning, wait until the day shift of war would come to an end. It was a good solid 9 to 5. You go to war, 9 to 5, you come back, you rest in the evening so that you'd have more energy to go outside tomorrow morning and do it all over again. And that's the thing, I was sitting outside enjoying a cup of French coffee, a little dainty little cup of coffee, an espresso of sorts, sipping on me little cup of coffee there, and must have been around 6 or 7. The sun was setting. I looked up to the sky as people were walking up and down the street, just minding my own business, and I noticed something lodging itself towards us, coming at us. Not too fast, not too slow. Medium speed, you could say. And I started to stare up into the sky. Man, it was magnificent. It was beautiful. What I saw was pure light, shining. Luminous, you could say. And it started to hurt my eye. I'm like, oh God, that really hurts. And a bystander walked by. He's like, son, you're going to lose your eyesight if you keep staring into the sun like that. I'm like, okay, that's a good point. I should probably lower my eyesight a little bit. And I did. And as I lowered my eyesight, eye level, I noticed up in the sky that there's a beautiful lady parachuting down right at me, right at us, around the region that I was in. There's a little town square with a little cute little coffee shop, like I mentioned, outward facing. Bottom floor coffee shop, 2nd floor lodging. That's right, it happened. I'm just sitting there sipping on my little cup of coffee, and there I see this beautiful lady just up in the sky. Parachute is now popped open. She's parachuting down, legs open, arms holding the parachute tight, nice and tight, good form. She's coming in hot. And I just couldn't take my eyes off her. And there she was. She came in, slowly landed, rolled on the pavement, As she rolled, she tumbled and she folded her parachute. It was just one slick movement. Roll, drop, repack your parachute, continue walking. It was a beautiful parachute, had the British flag on it. And immediately I knew I was looking at, I'm like, man, that's Queen Liz. First name Queen, last name Liz. That's Queen Liz, or Queen Lizzie. But she's like, yeah, just keep it on the DL. I want to just, she came up to me. She walked right to me as I was sipping on my little cup of coffee, and she said, do you know a place, mate, do you know of a place where a lady can sit and maybe dry off her pantaloons and get a cup of coffee and find lodging? And man, I was young. She was young. I'm like, I might know a place. I might know a place. I said that just like it was yesterday. I can remember it. I'm like, I know a place. it ain't much, but it's something. Got a room upstairs, and there's a outward facing little cute coffee shop right below. You can go upstairs if you like and dry up. She's like, oh, that sounds lovely, mate. I like to dry up. Is there anywhere I could take a shower and maybe get wet too, if you know what I mean? I'm like, oh man. Oh man, where is this going, Liz? Stop it. I'm like, I can gladly show you where you can dry up and also, clean up, if you will. You know what I mean? So we went upstairs, and not gonna lie to you, it went down. It went down, man. The second we got in the room, it went down. I can remember it very clearly. Oh, this war's just a total bummer, mate, ain't it, love? Come give us that kiss. And that was the atmosphere back. It was war, man. In the middle of a war, you're not gonna be like, oh, that's what it is. Love is found in the darkest, most unfavorable of circumstances, and that was it. I mean, she said, oh, pucker up, chap, I'd like to give you a kiss. I'm like, okay. And we did, and we made love. It was, man, she's tight, not gonna lie. Looker, she's a looker, not just a pretty face. Hands-on lady. A lovely lady, a tough lady, a lady with a sense of humor. I remember her saying to me, you've got a lovely sense of humor. I remember her saying that. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. That was Liz. And we made love, and it was magnificent. She was tight. I was tighter. And it went on for hours until the early hours of the morning. Eventually I passed out. Eventually I woke up. I wanted to make us breakfast, but I looked around and I couldn't find her. Liz was gone. Liz was gone. Just like the way she came into my life, she parachuted right out of it as well. But I found a note. She left a note. I still got the note. It's in my wallet. Yeah, I read it time to time. In it, she said, I had a lovely time. It's great shagging you. It's great shagging with you. It's great making shag with you. It was great bumping uglies with you, mate. If we should ever run into each other, we should do it again. Love, Lizzie, XOXOXO. And she stamped it with a kiss. And it's still in my wallet. You're like, show it to us. Fuck you, dude. That's personal. No. It's personal. Some things are sacred. Okay? I'm not gonna just be like, oh, look at my note. And you're like, hey, wait a minute, fella, wait a minute. If you were young at the time and she was young at the time, she's old now and her doppelganger's also old now, and how come you're not old then? Guilty as charged. You got me, you got me. No, you didn't get me. Yes, I'm 96,000 years old as well, but you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't be able to tell. Why? Recently, you might have heard scientists have recently discovered a jellyfish in the depths of the ocean, and they backwards engineered the DNA, the genome of this jellyfish, because this jellyfish has the capability of restarting its timeline. It can set it can basically renew its age, live 20, 30 years. All right, I want to be like 15 again. Live 30, 40, 50 years. Oh, I want to be 20 again. It does that. And scientists have recently I found that way back in the day. It was a little kept secret, hush, hush, human experimenting, trying to improve human life and longevity. Sometimes people are like, oh, you gotta be careful with what you test and the trials and the tests. I am the tests. I am the trials. I found that jellyfish. I found its DNA. I backwards engineered the genome. We found out, I don't share the same genome or the same DNA, but we also noticed the jellyfish queef a lot, and the queefing more or less gives you that same rejuvenation or refreshing look that you need. So that's what I do. I get up every morning, 10-15 minute body weight exercises, queef a little bit, and look at me now, 96,000 years old. You can't tell, but that's what it is. Inside it's probably rotten, but outside for 96,000, not too shabs, dude. So that's the explanation behind that. If you don't believe me, wow, you're just a skeptic, aren't you? You're just here to ruin stories, good stories, and poke holes in fake real stories. Meh. It's aside the point. Okay, let's move on. I had a lovely time in Paris with Liz. And yes, I would have definitely liked us to meet up again. And I didn't know what she was up to, man. We lost contact. I didn't want to be all up in her business. I'm doing comedy. She's doing, monarchy. And it's two different lifestyles. You know what I mean? It's just, I loved her for who she was, and she loved me for who I am. And we just, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, but that note always stayed with me. And recently, in the past couple of weeks, you might have seen me outside walking and reminiscing about, if the queen's, I was just putting it out there. I'm like, man, if the queen or a doppelganger, last minute wish, if she likes to link up and have your boy go down, I'll do it. I'll do it, because that's the type of person I am, Back then, it was all like love and it still is. But that's the thing, and we did, dude. I linked up with her, and man, she's that's what I do, because like Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays is where you can find these fantastic videos on Instagram and YouTube and Patreon. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, sometimes, you don't know, dude, I'll fly out to Buckingham Palace, put in a couple of nice sets, and come back. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, for the love of it, and a lump sum of money. She promised me 100 mil, or her doppelganger. Somebody did, dude. Somebody promised me 100 mil, which brings me to my next point. I know that she is now officially not with us, but there was a verbal agreement of sorts. Cool, clean 100 mil, So if that can be, you can head on down to Patreon for that, I know you guys have got to, but I figure I'll sort this out early so that the rest of y'all can get into what belongs to who and everything, and we'll get into that as well. But yeah, man, so that's just, the thing is, we shook on it, and we did we did the old royal hello and goodbye, if you know what I mean. So that's what that was. And I wonder, I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I know, you're 96,000 years old, and technically I'm 96,000 years old, but, is it am I going to be too much? He's like, no, fam. She said, go for it. Give it all you got, mate. Bring it on. She said, bring it on, mate, yeah. And there was a lot of that going, because it's like 96,000 years old. It's dry, dude. But I hadn't let her know, dude. I'm not going to hurt her feelings. Like, you know, be a gentleman if you're going to, you know? So, and I did. For hours. God. Oh, God. And yeah, that was the end. A few weeks ago was the last time that we spoke and did a little bit more than just speaking, if you know what I mean. Still got a little bit of, you know, but that's aside the point. It is now, you know, let's get into a little, you know, because again, Liz had a great sense of humor. Love Liz. Long live Liz. Triple L's. You know what it is. Let's get into a little bit. Let's, you know, what were, you know, if I could say a few words, because, you know, not too many people have that intimate relation with her. What was she like? What was she not like? First of all, she was a man. She was good at what she did, I'll tell you that. She was good at what she did. One of the best to ever do it in terms of career longevity, staying in one position. One of the best. Top 5. Top 10 for sure. Top 5 definitely. Longest lasting rain sessions, just dripping wet for 60 years, dude. Dripping, drip, 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 baby. Just working on that drip, collecting cash money, young money, old money, drip, 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 you know? Doing it, baby. Sometimes with a cane, sometimes with an umbrella, just keeping it G. Put a Michael Jackson glove on one hand. Fine, you work 2 hands, it doesn't matter. You're still a G. That's, man, she had class, she had status, she had money. She embodied status, money, and class. She was, and the money and the status helped the class, and the class helped the status and the money, and it all just, she was the perfect package in terms of what do you expect a royal person to be. And yeah, I know this is, sometimes it's even hard for, like, because it's, for most of us, you know, that's a different, you know, that's, again, that's, but deep below, beneath all that, status, class, money, riches, wealth, power, tightness, she was a silly goose, just like you and me. No different than you and me. She liked to party, believe it or not. She was a party girl. She was a party girl, like, man. In the 80s, one of her pastime activities was she used to, you know, breakfast in the morning, you know, tea, cup of tea, little jelly sandwich. Oh, Lizzie loved the jelly, dude, and I loved the jelly. We shared a jelly sandwich at the second floor of the lodging where I was lodged, between the bottom floor outward facing cafe, the Parisian cafe, upstairs lodging. We shared, no, we didn't share actually. We wanted to share. We shared a lot, okay? So what if we didn't share a jelly sandwich? So what, we did share a goodbye, or did we not? No, we did share a goodbye. Like I was waking up, she left. That's where we're actually, you know, but this funny story, man. It's the funniest thing, because you'll see, like, you've seen her for years do this. That was me, dude. I did that with her. She was, I'm like, oh, but I'm like, oh, because I was getting up. She was like going out the window. I'm like, oh man. She's like, go back. She's like, and just like, she just like that. She just came into my life and left and came back real quick. Verbal agreement, 100 mil, no big deal, and then dipped out again. Man, I wish I had that in writing. So, you know, I could still have it in writing. I just have to go through my notes. You know what I mean? And yeah, we'll sort it all out. We all have my people, get in touch with your, and you know, my people are busy right now. My people is, you know, I just fired the cameraman because of his little mishap that he had during last session, because I can't have this kind of, you know, this is a professional podcast, the camera's shaking the last second of the video. I had to let him go. Enough is enough, you know what I mean? We bring a certain level of professionality, professional. You're a professional. You're a professional. You're a professional. Okay? Quit name calling. Get right down to it. I had to let him go. And that's again aside the point. The point is professional. Man. That's where she got the goodbye. And yeah, so during the 80s, jelly, a little bit of coke, a little bit of partying. The coke helped with her cramps, okay? Don't judge a lady who's not. The coke helped with the cramps, the period cramps. Ladies get period cramps. And that was her. I'm like, you sure you can handle this? She's like, I do what I want. Nobody tells me what to do. I'm the queen of the world. We had a moment like that too. She was holding me from the back. And she said that. She's like, I'm the queen of the world. And she was hugging me tight, dude, from the back. Most times I'm big spoon, but that time, little spoon. You know, I'm not going to be like, whatever the queen wants, the queen gets. You know what I'm talking about? Big spoon, little spoon. Who's feeding who over here? So the point is that she was a lover of life. That's right, a lover of life. Eventually she kicked it, you know. We had an intervention, a little, you know, nothing you guys would hear about, but, you know, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, behind many things. It took care of itself. Point is that she loved life. What else did the queen love? Property, man. She was so into property, dude. She loved property, and I loved her for that. She loved property. She loved tradition. She loved colonies, like any monarch would. Classic monarch programming. Classic. But you know, with the times, you can't be going around and be like, yeah, I got a bunch of colonies. You know, come check out me colonies, mate. We've colonized these places in their heart, eh? But because of her passion and love for property, real estate, land, hectares, acreages, farms, just lush land, just for her, because of that, we collectively changed colonies to commonwealth, nation states, so she could still remain, because of her love and passion for land, property, space. She was into space. She loved her space, and she still, well, not anymore. You know, it's gonna be, and we'll get into those as well. But she loved, what I'm trying to say is that this bad bitch loved land, dude. She was a bad bitch through and through, and she loved land, and I adore her for that. You could say she was a land collector. You know, some people collect stamps. You're into collecting stamps. You know, everybody's got hobbies. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect land. You know what I'm saying? Crown land. What's up? What you know about old crown land? You know what I'm saying? You know, you got stamps. You know, somebody collects land, real estate. Put up a couple of fences. Put up a couple of tree lines. Put a couple of gates up. Exclusive area. No trespassing. Can't build on this property. Good times. She was a lover of land. Nature, you could say. She was a naturist. She was a naturalist. She was a nudist. That's right, every Thursday in the palace, she'd be running around just with her, at old age too, just tits flopping around. I'm the queen of the castle, love this castle. She'd do it. I was there. And we loved her for that too. God. Did she love to laugh? God, did she love to laugh? She used to laugh so hard collecting taxes for so many years. God. Sometimes I didn't know which was louder, the sound of her laughter or the sound of the coins going change, 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 because she had so much, right? It was just the amount of money she had was, in terms of like heart and money, so much of both. Man, she had so much money. A lot of money. If you Google it, it says roughly $500 million worth of money, but you and I know that there's way more in the back end of that. So, yeah, good times. Good times. She loved money. I can tell you that she loved money. Just like any classic royal, well, you wouldn't want your royal not to love money. Okay? So if you're gonna do something, do it right. and she did it right. She did it right. And you know, 500 mils just, or any number that you hear that's just way too round. I'd like to, you know, give me an odd number, you know? 499, 485 million, and like put in a couple of cents, like 500 million, and that never changes. So that's like, you know, publicly known to never go below 500. It always on the background, keep on accumulating. You know what I'm talking about? Interest. Move around, shuffle, baby, shuffle, baby, shuffle. Let's go, let's go. Shell company here, shell company. Oh man. But she wasn't about that, you know. She was classy. She kept it classy. She was, you know, from a distance, you're in the game long enough. You make moves. You make power moves. And one of the best players out there in terms of overall, globally speaking, as a human player, player to player, one of the greatest, you know. And let that be an example for all the young ladies out there, you know. You too could one day be a queen. You already are in my heart, but I'm talking like, again, property, wealth, people assisting you, lots of people assisting you and different stuff. And you know, it's hard work. It's man, she worked hard, and that's how you do it, I think. No, definitely that is how you do it, but like, you know, but that's, you know, she was the, man, you could say she was the Jordan of monarchs, really. Recently, I can't recall anybody who's done it better. Like overall, overall everything. Public relations game, hands down one of the tightest PR games ever. Like really, job well done, like excellent. You know, maintain, because sustenance is so difficult. You'd think that it's easy, but man, heavy lies the crown, literally and figuratively. So it's just like, try to maintain all that, God. So, you know, these are all, that was Liz. You know, what else did she like? She liked, like, you know, you guys know she loved animals. She loved, again, money, jewelry. God, she loved jewelry, as again, classic royals do. You could, you know, I'd go as far as say she loved the crown jewels. That's, you know, and a whole crown jewels, that, you know, whole thing. She loved tiaras. Yeah, is that what they're called? Tiaras? Nice ones too. She had nice ones. And that was like, you know, and that's the grill of monarchs and royals, you know. Everybody else, you can get grills in your mouth. Few people in this world can, you know, just be like, money, and rock it too. So, good times, Liz. It's gonna be, man. That's what it is, man. They didn't listen to me. I said put her in the freezer like when she was 80. And again, we lost touch. I don't know who I made love to. She said she was Liz. You know, it's so hard. I haven't seen her for so long. Could have just been anybody, but what are the chances of that? Just a random old person who looks like the queen showing up in Buckingham Palace and me getting there and like making love to her and I'm bouncing and the whole thing. It was just, like, I'm just gonna pretend like it was real Liz and whatevs, dude. Even if it was her doppelganger, doesn't matter. Felt the same. Point is that if you've not frozen her yet, do it now. I hope you've done it. And this goes out, you know what, a little bit, just a little segue in terms of like, just, if you're a royal or a monarch or a rich, powerful person, like, you know, high level, you've reached, you know, the millions and the billions, like, you know, freeze yourself now, freeze yourself, you know, king, I'm talking to kings, princesses, long-time politicians, career-long politicians, you know who you are out there, dictators out there, you know, despots. Freeze yourselves, and that way we could all enjoy, like, you know, because you'll be there for evs, like, you know, you're there for evs, and you could come back when things, you know, and you could keep on doing you. But I'm just saying, freeze yourself. If you've not thought about it, do it. And yeah, so just think about that. Let that sink in. Let this be a learning lesson. You know, she could have, again, so young. God, she was, yeah, 96,000 years young. Very young. But, you know, this brings us to, I guess, the next, a little bit, you know, related topics, but, you know, it leads us to different questions, like such as, who's getting all the money? Who's getting all the money? Who's not getting all the money? How does that work? And again, if I can get that 100 mil, just like, cause it's like, it's just easier that way for everybody. I don't want to like be like, hey, you know, it's, you guys are family, you want to keep it, I get it. So I just, again, patreon.com/RobSadri, get in there and help yourselves. But yeah, who's getting, now I guess, people, you know, and she would have, you know, she would have wanted us to be happy and celebrating her life. And, you know, this, as much as it is an end, that is the circle of life, it is now a new beginning, a new chapter for all of us and all of you out there. There is going to be, you know, somebody's going to, I think today or tomorrow or already, is potentially, congratulations, big winner, King. Hey, King. Who's the king? Charles is the king for the third time. Charles III is now the king, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations, sir. Beautiful. That was a long wait, fella. That was a long wait, I know. And you've been so patient. And, you know, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, you're probably 73,000 years old. So you got another, you know, 20, 30,000 years old with the tech and the good food. You know, it's just about good, balanced diets, and avoid stress, sir, if you can, please. Avoid stress. And, yeah, so congratulations. I know it's bittersweet for all of us. So, you know, in terms of, yeah, we're gonna need to do a little bit of redecorating, just to, you know, just to change up the old feng shui of the whole, you know, just to, you know, a little spruce up the old, just, I'm talking paintings and whatnot, or, you know, more or less stay the same, but I'm talking about, like, you know, it's time for somebody else to shine, bruvs. How about you get your face on a bill? Have you thought about that? But here's the thing, Charles. Do a cool pose, dude. Do a cool pose. Like, because you have regular people, like, doing regular, oh, I'm a monarch, I'm a president, I've done this, I'm just regular. But, like, man, just for the fuck of it, dude, if you could, like, pose and, like, just like, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, dude. Like, I don't know, sipping coffee, sipping tea, jousting, you know, riding a horse. I don't know what, like, whatever you're into, whatever you're into, and I'll leave that to your imagination. Wherever your imagination may lead you. Why not have your, you know, the hell with it. Let's just, you know, an image of as you know, you can play around with this. Everybody can play around with this if you like. You know, just like, man, what if you're like, you had an image of like the king, or this could be open to anybody potentially. You know, we need a new, and like, you know, you're picture somebody like fisting themselves. Just, I don't know, like, just every time you get a new bill, oh man, there's, you know, fisting themselves doing it. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Man, money would be way more funny and just lighter, and so that we could all have a good laugh every time we exchange, because it comes in and goes out so quick. But but you know, that's just, you work with a nice designer, I'm sure they can, you're like, I'm not flexible, they can just take your head, and it doesn't even need to be your body, dude. I'm just saying, put it out there. But yeah, so what's gonna happen to that? Because that's the thing. The queen and I were close. Not only did I carry her note that she left for me in my wallet. I also used to, you know, I used to sit on her face all the time. Symbolically, of course, because she was in my wallet through like money, right? Sitting on all day, every day, as of just, we had that kind of relationship. And it meant something deeper to me because of our connection. But yes, I'd like to be able to move this tradition ahead if we can, if we may. Certain things do need to remain in place. And I did, you know, the Queen and I obviously had a connection. Now that $100 million, again, verbal agreement, a gentleman and a lady got together, shook hands, bumped uglies, and that's what it was. And you're like, prove it, I literally can't. And you're like, and no, I can't do the same with you now, sir, because just, it's not going to be fun for either of us, and I can't, dude. I can't. My hands are tied. I literally can't. That's like one thing that I put out there. Queen was a lovely lady. You're a dude. I'm a dude. For me, no bueno. For you, I don't know so much. Probably no bueno for you either. Maybe bueno for you. No judgment. None whatsoever. I'm just saying it wouldn't fly between us. And best I could, okay, best I could do, sir. 100 million, same offer. Latex glove over the hand. You can't look at me and, you know, I won't look at you either, and that's what I'm willing to offer. So that because, again, it's all about consistency, and I am a man of my word. You can count on that. So that being said, sort that out amongst yourselves. You know, so congratulations. There's a lot to be happy for. You know, other people who I'm sure are a little bit low-key, a little bit happy, like, you know, low-key, a little bit happy. Megan, low-key, dude, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know too much about it, but overall, I'd be like, I think you'd be a little bit, you know? But that's me reading into like, oh, did the Queen not like her? Did she not like the Queen? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That's just, that could be, man, make that into like more series and TV shows and stuff about royalty. Make that, you know, because it's gotta love the brand, dude. Gotta love brands, gotta love branding, gotta love money, you know? And yeah, dude, so congratulations to everybody everybody basically leveled up right now. I know we lost a player, but every other player just leveled up automatically. You know, somebody, you're now a king, other people are now next in line, things are moving. It's looking good, dude. It is looking good for everybody. And change is good, okay? Change is excellent. Don't be so, you know, and again, Liz had a sense of humor. She wanted us to have fun. She wanted us to get along. And I think, yeah, again, I don't want to have to, you know, I prefer to just, because I've already done it. I've already done what I've promised to do, and I've done it, so it'd be just, you know, just slap it in there. Patreon.com/RobSadri, 100 mil. Cool cash money, young money, old money, you know. I'd be open to taking, like, you know, rare artifacts and shit, but then like the whole, like, I don't want to deal with the black market. Ooh, how did you end up with this antique, you know, elephant tusks and rhino horns and shit? Like, I know there's a whole, it's just too much. Where I'd rather just deal with, you know, clean, cold cash. That's just me. I'm a little bit old-fashioned like that, new old-fashioned like that. So certain things need to remain. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of exciting things are happening. I am, despite the fact that I've been, you know, like all of us, you know, I was going to cancel the show today. I know a lot of people canceled shows today, but instead, let's do, in honor of the Queen, let's do 96 queefs together to honor her memory. lost count, but I think this is it. Rest in peace. Or wherever. It's going to be an exciting weekend, everybody. I'm super excited for... Oh man, the UFC's going down, not gonna lie, dude. Again. Nate Diaz versus Hamza Chimaev. Tony Ferguson versus Li Jingliang. It's going down at UFC 279. I'm excited about that. That'll hopefully, you know, get us all just pumped up and excited about the new chapters in all our lives. And yeah, that's just mad. Liz was a big supporter of the show. If you like the Queen, support this show, because she supported the show. And the Queen also supported the UFC. She was also in the, she was a jiu-jitsu master of her own. You wouldn't know it, but the way she had the moves, you don't know that. We sparred. You're like, didn't you just meet once or twice? Hey man, maybe we did a little bit more than that, okay? I don't want to just come in here, you know, I know this is a lot for the family to take in. Everybody's like, when did you and my grandma? We did, okay? She would have wanted this story to be out. She was a free lady. She was a wild child. She was freaky in the sheets and a lady in the streets. And we'll always remember her like that. Always. 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 Boys and girls, I'm going to leave you with one recommendation, one word of advice, one phrase of advice, if I may, if we can just be raw and open and honest together. This has got nothing to do with anything that I've mentioned up until now, but it is wisdom, and it's come into my life, and I'd like to share with you guys and gals out there. I guess more so the guys. I don't know how it works for the ladies. This is a little bit more particular, yes, but I think I'm finished in terms of you know, yerking in the shower. I think you know, I did it recently. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's just not what it used to be in terms of. It gets stuck to the bottom of the bathtub, and it becomes a whole, you know, after you're done, you gotta, once the water hits it, it starts to get harder than, like, not super hard, we're not talking concrete or anything, but harder than what it is when it initially comes out without any water mixing with it. And then, you know, it's just an extra 10 minutes of, now you gotta re-soap and it's too much. It's too much. And I recommend, yeah, do what you gotta do, but in a dry atmosphere. Sure, you could mix it up and do it in the shower too. I mean, no harm, no foul. If you're being, I was feeling a little bit romantic with myself, not gonna lie. It had been a while since I've done it in the shower, and that's what happens. You tend to forget, and every time you do it, you're like, man, that's the last time I jerk off in the shower, man. And you go a few months, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then one day you're in the shower and you're like, man, this feels right. Wrong, but right. And if it's wrong, I don't want to be right. But yeah, again, it's all about time management and that extra 5 to 10 minutes of just like, you've been there. Don't pretend like you've never been there. Kneeling down. You scrubbed it with your hand, now it's stuck to your hand, it's not coming off, now you got more soap on your hand. Oh, get off my hand. You've been there, dude, you've been there, but don't be there. And I won't be there anymore either. I'll try my best. It's not anything, you know, but it's just, again, advice. And I'm not here to give advice. Live your life. Always do it in the shower. Spend many of minutes rinsing and repeating. Do what you gotta do, playa. I'll talk to you all very soon. Again, support the show by following me on Instagram, subscribing on YouTube for the full-length videos, checking out patreon.com/RobSadri, and we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Have fun, enjoy the fight on the weekend, whatever else you're doing. Enjoy life, be happy. Peace out.